People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning in and rocking with me each and every time, people. It's appreciated. Don't think I'm just saying that for the sake of it. Thought I'd offer some thoughts in general, man. We've got some transfer news and we've got some segments on Martinelli. And I thought I would just, with it being the international break, I would just give you lot, I don't know if it makes sense, but a little, what I feel is a surprise of the season, young star of the season, etc, etc. So let's start with the transfer news. In fact, the boring stuff that's probably not true. We've been linked with Celtic's Dembele, the young lad, England under-16 international. I believe, I'm not sure if he's been at under-17s level, but he must have. He's played a couple games for Celtic. He's on the bench in the cup final. I think in a day and age where a lot of young players are just hype, I think he's a very good player. I've watched a lot of him for England at youth level when he's been involved, and a couple bits here and there for Celtic. And I love his dribbling. I love his close control. I watched his first, was it his first start or whoever against Celtic? There was a game he played quite well for Celtic's first team and he was drifting in and out. I can't remember, but I'm sure Celtic fans remember. But I like him. I feel in the future, between him and Okoflex at Celtic, they're going to have some real options. And I feel England, if he progresses, are going to have some real options. Now, I know he's eligible for England, Scotland, and I believe Ivory Coast. So only he knows what he wants to do. But he continues on the trend from being a Dembele and being actually good. I don't think I've seen one Dembele who isn't a good footballer. He's crazy, people. He's small. He's not. You think because of his height you can rough him up. You can't. He can drift past you. He can relish the physical aspects. I really like him. But he's been linked with us, Dortmund, Juventus, and PSG. Now, is there some truth in it? I hope so. We've got 4 wingers within our squad. Let's exclude Pepe because he's 24, but we've got Martinelli, Nelson and Saka and them man there. We've got some good young options. I would always welcome more and whatnot, so I'd be all for Dembele. But for me, he's best probably staying at Celtic if he can't get a move to, I don't know, a Leipzig or, you know, them teams there where if you're not going to play straight away, there's a little pathway similar to Sancho at Dortmund. To which you think he has that at Celtic. It's easier to probably get first team football at Celtic than Arsenal away from his ability, just looking at the sheer amount of options, people. Do you get it? Saka's come through, yes, and I think Dembele would, but you've seen Amici go, you've seen plenty of players go because of first team. So it wouldn't make much sense. If he wants to move to Arsenal, I'll welcome it. But for me, he's next, at least until he's 18, 19, is best. And this is just me as a fan. Unless if another opportunity comes, it's different. But Celtic is the best place for him. And you've also got to think, again, I'm not an agent or anything, but why is he being linked with Arsenal and a whole heap of clubs in recent days, people? He's contracted till 2021. Why is he being linked with all of these big clubs all of a sudden, including Dortmund as well, if I haven't mentioned them? Is there agent talks in the background? Are they trying to engineer a situation between his management? I don't know, and I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just wondering as to why all of these are coming out now. We've been linked with, I haven't seen him play, but we've been linked with Alexander Sobolev, a Russian winger. Apparently he's scored 10 goals or so this season. I have not seen him play, but we've been linked with him, and he's actually sound quite bullish on the rumours. Now, obviously an Arsenal scout has probably seen him, and I do think journalists and papers get a bit excited when they see an Arsenal scout at a game. Doesn't mean we're necessarily going to sign a player. A scout's job is to watch games, and it doesn't matter if they're a known talent or unknown talent. It's about making sure that we know as much information about players all over the world. Obviously, there's many different types of scouting. You've got scouting to bring players immediately. You've got scouting for young talent. You've got scouting for technical ability. You've got scouting for specific positions. You've got what I call, I don't know the term, but re-scouting. I might see, let's just say, people, you listening now, I might see you as a footballer. I might think you're good, but I don't think you're necessarily ready. So I might watch you over the next 6 months to 2 years and just keep following you and seeing if there's that moment that you're good, and just continuously updating the database on the players that we know. So I don't think people should read too much into that. We've been linked with Wolves' Willy Bowley. Now, I wouldn't mind him. I think he's a decent centre-half, but admittedly, people, I would like to go for other targets, if I'm honest with you. He would probably be one of the best, if not the best defender here in terms of just defending. But is he really... Again, no disrespect to him. Is it something that really convinced me? No, I'd rather splash the cash on somebody. No disrespect to Bolly, because I would take him. Side note, Ivan Gazidez, if you just go and look at AC Milan's situation, they've got a new manager, question marks over Maldini and the technical staff, and also Ivan Gazidez. So, I mean, confirms Ivan Gazidez is poison. But to be fair, the one thing Gazidis didn't lie about, I give him his credit, is trying to produce an academy player for our first team once every 2 years, which seems to be on target. So at least that Boldy was right about something. No disrespect to my Bold fans, man. Who knows? I'm gonna go Bold soon in a couple of years. Who cares? I'm gassing, man. I'm on fleek. But moving on, and we ain't been linked. Well, we have been linked with this player, so I'll say him first. Arsenal and Crystal Palace, according to the Mail, are among the Premier League clubs keeping a close eye on Salzburg's South Korean international Lee Chang. I've seen a bit of him. I think his hold-up play is alright. I think he's alright technically. I can't, beyond being a third choice in our striking options, if we're going to play him through the middle, can't see the point of being linked with him, people. And again, why are we being linked with him? Again, you just add Arsenal and these clubs into it. Is there legit cause for us to look at him, or are they just our agents just adding him in to potentially negotiate a higher deal? Is it just was? Who knows, people? But it is what it is. We haven't been linked with him, but Vaughan Colville, 16 years of age, playing for Forest Green in League 2. Surely, because of his age, if we haven't, Arsenal scouts got to run the rule over that, or invite him for a trial, or do something in that regards, people. Because it would be a shame if we didn't, man. Because he might not make it at first team, and if he's playing first team at Forest Green in League 2, I wouldn't leave Arsenal. I wouldn't leave to join Arsenal to be in the academy, but I mean, we can make our academy more competitive. If he has got potential to progress, then who knows? Moving on from that, people, a member of our technical staff, Edu, has invited the current Corinthians manager, Fabiel Carrile, can't say his name, to Arsenal, and a bit of that is obviously to see Arsenal's structure and daily life at the club. Apparently, the manager wants to learn more about the European attacking play, and he obviously wants to improve his own coaching syllabus. Can he see coaching drills that he can modify or incorporate into his own game? Can he see things that he might go and apply? Because that's what it's about, being a coach. You don't think Pep Guardiola is consistently renewing his knowledge and learning off other men and other coaches, or even his enemies? Like, obviously him and Klopp are not going to punch each other up, but they're enemies for the league. You don't think he's reading up about Klopp or learning about Klopp or speaking with Klopp and saying, yo, listen, I like what you do, how do I add this? And on top of giving out his advice, because like Pep said, I'm an idea thief. That means he's going elsewhere and taking a bit of everybody. And I feel a bit like that, because of course I'm not on Pep's level, but I always reference Wenger, I always reference Ferguson, I always reference Jose Mourinho. And for me, it's them three that really make the way I see football the way I do. And also my previous grassroots coaches in Darren and Glenn. Like, for me, Darren was the Black Pep Guardiola, the Sunday Leeds Black Pep Guardiola. Really, I can't rate him as a man, but definitely as a football coach anymore, people, because he is someone that I thought I knew. You know when you think you know football, and he really, like, opened up my eyes to it, people. So I get it if this manager wants to educate himself about Arsenal and Europe. Also, that's good for us, because we're sharing our things. Hopefully Corinthians can share something with us if they haven't already as well, to benefit us. Hopefully we can leverage this sort of good relations to, who knows, it might be the difference between us getting a promising young Brazilian player or not, because of these negotiations. Obviously, because of being pally-pally. Of course, I'm reaching a bit, but you never know, people. Finally, young Martinelli has said, in relation to Arsenal, he said he wants to be a legend, all of that. Now, we've been, as Arsenal fans, we've heard all players want to be legends, players want to be here for the future and whatnot. Who knows? Martinelli's 18. He's loving 17, 18. He's loving Arsenal. If he develops, in a couple of years, the bigger clubs might come for him. Now, as much as I love him, he's not an Arsenal fan. He never grew up at Arsenal. I'm sure he wants to make it at Arsenal, but I'm sure he always references Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sure eventually, if he develops and Madrid and Barca come calling, it's tough for any player to knock down. So let's not get too excited with the legend talk that we hear. But he said, I have to thank God for this opportunity. The gaffer and the team gave me a big welcome, and I'm trying to get opportunities and do the best I can with them. I have to be patient because I'm young, and the gaffers talk to me saying I should be patient and wait for chances because they will come. I'm very happy, and I thank God a lot for this. It's very easier for the Spaniards and David. Even though everyone tries to help me a little bit, Martinez picks me up from home. He's a good friend and has been helping me adapt. And it's been okay since I've been here. And David and everyone supporting me. I'm fine. Now, for me, people, that's lovely to hear, for me in particular, because regardless what you say about David Luiz, I'm hearing how I already knew from my professional life. David Luiz is a very nice person, and obviously it doesn't matter if you're the cleaner or CEO, he treats everybody with respect. He's a very nice person, so I knew he would fit into the club, people. But when I'm hearing how he's offering Texas to Holding, he's chatting with Chambers, he's obviously taking Martinelli somewhat under his arm, fellow countryman, young man, and all of these sort of things. He's been through there. He's been a young man leaving South America to a different continent previously, so he knows how it gets. So I'm really liking the fatherly sort of thing David Luiz, the angle he's coming with. For regardless of the criticisms of our players, we know they're a very tight-knit bunch and a good bunch of lads, so it's nice to see that, man, and the older players helping, especially the South Americans. But finally, in terms of surprise of the season and things, this was just a quick thing I did. I'd say the surprise of the season so far of all the players for me is Martinelli first and foremost, because we knew he was decent, but I'm not going to sit here and say I was watching him in Brazil, so he surprised me with what I've seen. You could obviously add Joe Willock to that. I wouldn't say Saka, because I knew Saka was good, and it doesn't surprise me him taking to every level he stepped up, but you could add him. So surprise, I'd say Martinelli. Young star of the season would be a toss-up between young Joe Willock and Bukayo Saka for me. Dud of the season so far would be between Pepe and Xhaka. Expect better is another tab I had. I would say Torreira and Pepe. Pepe still adapting. Torreira is kind of harsh on him because he's not been playing and he's not been in his position. So what can he do really? He's not an attacking mid and he's not a striker with hold-up play like you saw of Aubameyang crossing. I think star of the season, for without a doubt, is Aubameyang. I feel the midfielder I've enjoyed the most so far this season has been Matteo Guendouzi. I think he's done his thing out of all the midfielders, excluding Joe when he's had time. And I'd say unsung hero for me would be Callum Chambers, purely because he's not a regular in the team. He's clearly a utility/squad player, at least until he elevates himself. But he's taking his chances. He was decent against United. He was decent against Bournemouth. He's been decent in the Europa League. Regardless of where he's played at centre-half or recently where he's been getting games at right-back, I feel he's done his thing. And again, you need man in the squad that are just reliable and can step up if needed in whatever capacity, to which he has done. So I would say that's that. Couple concerns is our lack of shots on goal, our lack of interceptions. I believe we've only made 65 and we say 13th for tackles. I think personally we're conceding a bit too much space in games and backing off a bit. I know we want to be compact and whatnot and counter-attack, but there needs to come balance. And the lack of shots, people. You don't shoot, you don't score. Now, we've done our thing in terms of winning games and scoring goals relatively, but I do think we could take more shots and be a bit more proactive in that sense. But that's just me and my opinion, and I'm sure you've got yours. And I'd love to hear your opinion. So on that note, people, Deluded, I'm out. Thank you for watching and rocking, getting the comments and subscribing, all them things. I'm out.